30 minutes before the ceremony. We have been shooting for almost 3 to 4 hours at this point, and I just wiped everything that I had shot. What do you even do with that? What was I thinking? Welcome to Monday Magic. My name is Rob Green, and each week I am here to give you tips, tricks, and inspiration to help you build your business, wow your clients, and make photo magic. And today I am coming to you with my tail tucked between my legs because this one's a little embarrassing. I am going to share with you my biggest photographer fail. And when I say biggest photographer fail, I mean this one was bad, y'all. So let me just dive in. First of all, I'll just tell you right up front out of the gate, this happened on a wedding day. Now, if you know me for any length of time, you know that I am huge on backups upon backups upon backups. We have an incredibly thorough system for backing up photos at Square 8 Studio. And so what I'm about to tell you, I honestly thought would never be able to happen to me, and yet somehow it still happened. So we're on wedding day. My second shooter is with me. We are just having a great time. We're capturing a beautiful venue, a beautiful couple, a beautiful wedding party. The sky outside is beautiful. Like everything is running amazing on this day. And we are down to, I've got one last set of groomsmen photos that I need to capture on this day, and we're done with all the pre-ceremony photos. Like we are feeling good, and I've been checking in with my second shooter. He was feeling great, I was feeling great. I was like, this may wind up really being like one of our best and biggest galleries we have ever delivered. And so I bring the guys out and I get them all lined up. We were changing the lighting of the space that we were in. We went from an indoor space to an outdoor space, and so I was like, oh, I gotta adjust all my camera settings. I need to fix my white balance. And wouldn't you know it, there are two settings that my thumb just dials right into on my camera back in those days, just straight out of muscle memory. Number one was custom white balance. That's what I was going for. But as you can imagine, that's not what happened, or we wouldn't be telling this story right now. No, I reached for the other thing that my thumb finds very naturally by muscle memory, which is format card. Y'all, 30 minutes before the ceremony. We have been shooting for almost 3 to 4 hours at this point, and I just wiped everything that I had shot. What do you even do with that? What was I thinking? This was terrible. So what did we do? First of all, we scrambled quickly to solve the problem. I checked in with my second shooter and just found out what he captured. Thankfully, this was a day where we had been overlapping our shots and shooting a lot of things similarly, capturing a lot of the same moments together. I don't always do that on weddings, but I did on this day. Thank God. But once we figured out what he had on his camera, then we figured out what was missing in our wedding gallery so far. And so we went back. I briefly, without freaking out the couple, just explained to them, hey, we have a couple shots we need to go back and get before the ceremony. So can we borrow your rings? Can we borrow your shoes? We just need to get a couple of these shots one more time before we get into the ceremony. We go back and capture everything that we possibly can in the 30 minutes that we had. We were like running up to the ceremony, and this was challenging because the ceremony was outdoors after dark, and I was still having to set up flash for the ceremony, and this was one of my early weddings shooting with flash, so I was still kind of figuring things out as I went along and had never shot a ceremony outdoors at night at dark, so I was just like, what is this going to mean? How is this going to turn out? We make it through the ceremony. I am rattled, like the rest of the night, like I am just feeling sick to my stomach. I'm sure you can imagine how awful that feeling would be when you've just lost all these photos. we get to the end of the process. I look through everything I possibly can in terms of possible solutions to recover this card. Cannot recover any of the images on the card. Found out that when you erase a memory card unintentionally, don't keep shooting over it. This was actually my biggest mistake in all of this, was I kept shooting over the card, and when you keep shooting over a card that was formatted, you lose the ability to recover the images. So if you ever accidentally format a card, put it away, tuck it away, ship it off, or run your software on it when you get home that can recover images. That's your best shot at recovering a wrongly formatted card. I didn't do that, so I lost everything. There was no recovery of it, and I'm just sick at my stomach. I edit the gallery. I find out at the end of the day, I can actually build a gallery that is very complete, that ultimately was missing about 15 or so images from what I would normally deliver from a wedding day, from mainly the bridesmaids getting ready. So it came time to show the couple their photos. They came to our office. I sat down with them. I showed them the highlights from their wedding, as we always do at our reveals. They loved everything they saw. And it would have been possible for me in that moment to simply let the moment pass and trust that they were happy with the photos and not ever say a word about my mistake. But I didn't do that. And the reason I didn't do that is because I believe it's important to run your business with character and integrity. And so at this point, because I was able to show them a gallery that they were happy with already, I simply said, hey, listen, I need to be honest with you about something. What you're seeing here is not everything you could be seeing. There was more that could have been delivered, but this is what happened. And I explained the scenario to them. I walked them through what happened and just said, listen, I could have not said anything to you about it and you probably wouldn't have noticed, but I felt like this was not up to par for me, and so I just want to say I'm sorry, and here's what we're gonna do about it. And so I just want to walk you through today the 3 pieces of this that I feel like really contributed to this experience ending much better than it could have. And I'll tell you how it ended in just a minute. But these were the 3 things that we did that I think really made a difference with this couple that I just failed big time. Number 1, I was consistent. And when I say consistent, I mean from the moment a couple books with us, we take them through a 70-step client experience so that every couple receives the same love and service from us that is personalized to them from the time they book all the way beyond their wedding day. And I believe that consistency of our service to them and the way we loved them and served them from the moment we first started interacting with them played a role in the response that I'm going to tell you about in a moment. Number 2, we were honest. I think if I had tried to be shady and tried to cover my mistakes, they might have come back later. There's always that chance they could have come back later and said, hey, were there any more of these photos? And then I would have had to fess up. How awful would that have been to have to go back to a client and explain, hey, I was actually trying to hide something from you. So instead, I chose the honest route, and I really believe this couple respected that and was grateful for my honesty, even though it was really, really sad news for them to hear. And number 3, I was generous. The package that this couple booked had the opportunity to upgrade to about another $2,000 worth of digital services with us and digital product with us. And I gave this all to them for free. I just said, look, this was my mistake. And so I know you came here expecting to have to spend more money today. All of that is covered. It's on me. Just want to say it was a pleasure to serve you. And this is our gift to you. Thank you for being a Square 8 couple. And I sat there with bated breath, just waiting to see, were they going to be upset? Were they going to yell? Were they going to cry? What was going to happen? And this was their response. They looked me in the eye. They said, we are really sad to hear about the pictures. We appreciate you telling us what happened. We really enjoyed working with you, and we will definitely refer you to other people. Is that not the dream? Like, I was overwhelmed. I'm pretty sure I cried in this moment. I was so grateful for the generosity and grace this couple showed me in my really weak moment where I just dropped the ball. And then they top it off and they hand me a thank you card with a gift inside it and said, "Thank you for being our wedding photographer." What? Y'all, this is why it's important, number one, to work with couples you love and who are couples that you believe in, and you believe in what they're about as a couple, not just people that are willing to pay you money to serve them. It's also why it's important to run your business with integrity. It doesn't always end this way, but man, even if they had not responded that way, I walked out of this situation knowing I did everything that I could to manage the situation with integrity, with character, as best as I knew how. And so I just want to say, for the photographer out there who has ever lost a memory card, who has ever had gear stolen out of your car, who has ever had images go missing or a hard drive go corrupt, and you have freaked out and thought, what the heck am I going to do? And wondered, should I continue on as a photographer? Yes. Hang in there. Yes. Keep fighting away, plugging away at your business. Yes. Keep operating with integrity. And one day you will be able to have a story to tell as well about a mistake you made and a way you overcame that. And some other photographer out there is going to be the person that needed to hear that message from you on that day. So thanks for tuning in. I hope this was an encouragement to you. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like the video, comment below. Let me know if you ever had an embarrassing story like that. Would love to hear in the comments, and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next week on Monday Magic.